The lecture hall buzzed with the chittering of a dozen different species as Professor Zelkoth adjusted his tri-optical display. The Galactic Security Academy's most prestigious course, Identifying Deathworlder Threats, drew students from across the spiral arm. Today's focus, humans. Class attention, please. Zelkoth's voice resonated through his thoracic speakers. The insectoid professor's compound eyes swept across the assembled cadets. Today we discuss the species that has caused more diplomatic incidents than any other in recorded galactic history. A holographic human appeared in the center of the amphitheater, tall, bipedal, with the characteristic forward-facing predator eyes that marked them as apex hunters from their homeworld. Note the muscular density, Zelkoth continued, his mandibles clicking. A human can generate enough force to break standard durasteel restraints. Their bone structure evolved from climbing creatures, giving them unnatural grip strength and spatial awareness. In the back row, Adam Chen shifted uncomfortably in his reinforced seat, designed to accommodate various alien anatomies but not quite right for human proportions. Beside him, Maheen Ashraf kept her expression carefully neutral, though her dark eyes tracked every detail of the professor's presentation. More concerning than their physical capabilities, Zelkoth droned on, is their psychological makeup. Humans are persistence predators. They will track prey across vast distances, never stopping, never tiring. This trait translates into their military doctrine and negotiation tactics. A crystalline cadet named Shylex raised a prismatic appendage. Professor, how do we identify a human attempting to infiltrate our operations? Zelkoth's antennae twitched with what passed for academic pleasure. Excellent question. First, observe their stress responses. When cornered, most species flee or submit. Humans become more dangerous. They exhibit something called fight or flight, and they choose fight with alarming frequency. The hologram shifted, showing various human facial expressions. Second, note their pack-bonding behavior. Humans will sacrifice themselves for complete strangers they consider part of their tribe. This makes them unpredictable in hostage situations. Adam caught Maheen's eye and saw the slight tightening around her mouth. They'd both experienced enough actual combat to know how oversimplified this academic analysis was. Third, Zelkoth continued, humans have an unprecedented capacity for violence combined with moral flexibility. They can switch between negotiating trade agreements and planning military campaigns within the same solar rotation. The professor pulled up another display showing various human tools and weapons. Their technology appears crude but proves remarkably effective. They favor simple, robust designs that function in extreme conditions. While we develop elegant plasma arrays, humans create projectile weapons that fire metal slugs, and somehow these primitive devices remain effective against our advanced shielding. Maheen leaned forward slightly. Adam recognized that particular tension in her posture. Most importantly, Zelkoth's voice dropped to what he probably considered an ominous whisper. Humans lie. Not just occasionally like most species, but systematically. They call it strategy, tactics, diplomacy. They can maintain false personas for years. A human could be sitting among you right now, gathering intelligence, and you would never know. The professor paused dramatically, compound eyes scanning the lecture hall. Several students shifted nervously, glancing at their neighbors. Therefore, constant vigilance is required. Any questions? Maheen's hand shot up. The lecture hall fell silent. Zelkoth's head swiveled toward her, all six eyes focusing. Yes, cadet. Ashraf, Maheen said, her voice carrying clearly through the amphitheater. I have a question about your methodology, Professor. Adam felt his pulse quicken. He recognized that tone, the same one she'd used before calling in artillery strikes on Kepler 442b. Your analysis seems based primarily on military encounters and diplomatic incidents. Maheen continued, rising to her feet. Her movement was fluid, controlled, the way she moved in combat armor. But that's selection bias, isn't it? You're only studying humans in conflict situations. Zelkoth's mandibles clicked nervously. The data sources are comprehensive, are they? Maheen took a step down into the aisle. Several nearby students scrambled away from her. How many humans have you actually observed in non-combat scenarios? How many have you spoken with directly? The professor's thoracic speakers emitted a high-pitched whine. The security protocols clearly state that you should fear us. Maheen's smile was sharp. But here's what your protocols miss, Professor. You're absolutely right about our persistence, our pack bonding. our capacity for violence. She gestured toward Adam, who stood as well. 2 humans in a room of 60 aliens suddenly felt like an overwhelming force. But you missed the most important thing about humans, Maheen continued. We adapt, we learn, we integrate. Adam and I have been in this class for 3 months. We've been learning your weaknesses while you've been cataloging ours. The lecture hall erupted in panicked chittering and crystalline chiming. Students began fleeing toward the exits. Zelkoth backed against his display console. Security. Code 7. Human threat confirmed. Maheen laughed, a sound that apparently translated as terrifying across all known species based on the renewed screaming from the students. Professor, we're not a threat. We're cadets, same as everyone else here. Adam stepped forward. We applied through proper channels, passed all the entrance exams, been attending every class. He paused. Though I have to say, your security screening process needs work if you can't identify the species you're most afraid of. The security alarm blared through the building. Maheen shook her head, pulling out her student identification. We're enrolled in your academy, Professor. We're here to learn alongside everyone else. The only difference is now you know we're here. She looked around the nearly empty lecture hall, and apparently that changes everything. Adam moved to stand beside her. The real question isn't how to spot a human threat, Professor. It's whether you can spot a human ally. Zelkoth stared at them, his compound eyes reflecting the emergency lighting. In the distance, heavy footsteps approached, security responding to the alert. Maheen smiled again, this time without the predatory edge. Class dismissed? The professor's mandibles clicked once weakly, as armed security burst through the doors to find 2 humans standing calmly in the middle of a lecture hall, student IDs in hand, surrounded by overturned chairs and the lingering scent of alien panic pheromones. The real lesson, Adam thought, hadn't been how to identify human threats. It had been how preconceptions could blind even the most educated minds to the possibility that the monster in their closet might just be trying to learn.